Today we're making chicken pastilla, which is a dish that Moroccans only make for special guests and for weddings. It's a pie with 3 layers. You start with a chicken cooked with preserved lemons and saffron. On top of that, caramelized onions cooked in the chicken sauce with some cinnamon and honey. And then the last layer is a almond crumble, sweet almond crumble, making for a amazing bite. So let's make it. We're gonna start with 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Then we're gonna add roughly a teaspoon of smin.
Once the smin melts, we are going to add 4 crushed garlic cloves and cook them until they are brown.
I already have some saffron here, just a good pinch. And some hot water, and that is enough water. I'm gonna just lay my chicken. So now I'm gonna go with the spices.
2/3 of a tablespoon of salt, 2/3 of a tablespoon of ginger, 1 tablespoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of black pepper. I personally love ras hanout, so I'll add 1 teaspoon, but you don't have to.
We're just gonna throw in a few cinnamon sticks, just small ones, and half of a chopped preserved lemon.
Then we flip the chicken to sear in the spices. Cover and cook for 5 minutes on low heat.
Now I'm gonna flip it and cook it on the other side, and I'll also add the saffron water. I'm gonna cover it again and let it steam for another 10 minutes.
In total, the chicken needs to cook for 35 to 40 minutes, and once in a while we need to open the cover and baste it to make sure it stays moist. Once the chicken is ready, we take it out and let it cool down. After that, we need to debone it and flake it into smaller, tender pieces. We are going to use the leftover sauce to make a rich, caramelized onions by adding 1 kilogram of roughly chopped and drained onions, 25 grams of coriander, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 4 tablespoons of honey. We are going to cook it on low heat, which will take roughly an hour, so it's a perfect time to go flake the chicken. Back to our onions, we need to add 6 egg yolks to bind it all together. In Morocco we call it l'aqda, which means the knot. Cook for another 10 minutes until all the moisture evaporates and let it cool down.
So here I have a neutral vegetable oil. I'm heating it up, and then I have 250 grams of blanched almonds. I'm gonna cook them until they're light brown. I think they're ready. So you can see light brown with some dark spots. You can even hear the pops. I think this is good to go. It's just a beautiful golden color. Let them cool down and then we're good to go. Right now we're gonna blend our almonds with 80 grams of granulated sugar and few mastica gums. Add my almonds to my blender, the granulated sugar and the gum.
I'm adding 3 tablespoons of orange blossom water, but it's optional. We will blend the almonds until we get a nice crumbly texture.
Time to wrap it up. I have some melted butter, I have some phyllo dough. I don't have the super thin phyllo dough or the Moroccan warqa. I have something in between. I'm not 100% happy with it, but if you're not in Morocco and you don't have warqa, you have to work with what you have.
First, we need to apply melted butter to the walls and the bottom of an 11 inches or 28 centimeters cake pan.
You just have to be very gentle with phyllo dough regardless of how thick it is, because it can break at any point, and you can see that already. Don't worry about it, it will break several times, but we're gonna put enough of them that it would not matter.
We are going to lay in roughly 10 layers of phyllo dough, making sure to put some butter in between layers. It will keep the layers together and it will make sure that we get a flaky and crunchy bite once it's all cooked. We start with the almond layer. Then the onions. And finally, the chicken. Make sure that the filling is compact so that the Bastilla takes its proper form and every bite is equally delicious. Now we're gonna roll back all the layers and gonna add one on top.
So I'm gonna take my oven tray, I'm gonna spray it.
Look at that dreamy face. Someone is not used to being on camera.
You're just gonna cover it again, enough phyllo dough from the outside to make it look beautiful and presentable. And we're gonna try to tuck it in gently with your hands. You lift and you tuck in the phyllo dough inside.
On this side, we're also going to roughly use 10 layers, but of course you can use more if you're working with a thinner type of phyllo dough. The most important thing is to create a very solid structure that can hold the Bastilla together and also makes for a very flaky and crunchy bite.
It's done. I'm gonna throw it in the oven for 1.5 hours, 160 degrees. It's not supposed to be cooked at a high temperature. Everything inside is already cooked. Now we get to dress it. So I have powdered sugar, I have some caramelized almonds, I have honey that I'm gonna warm up, and some more almonds that I'm gonna put on the side, just make it look beautiful. So the honey, I'm gonna go all the way around the Bastilla. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you make this at home. It does take some time, but it's labor of love, and I'm pretty sure your family will be very grateful. I'll see you next time or in another video. Take care.